and all 4 of these players will be earning their invite to Japan for a week to go represent North America in the World Tournament. So we're going to give a brief recap on semifinals. Our premier match was between Wayne Hewitt and Nathan Perez. The deck matchups were Wind Water being piloted by Wayne Hewitt and Ice Wind piloted by Nathan Perez. So Robert, what do you think about this matchup right now?
Well, you know, just looking at the deck list, it seems like Nathan is actually a local SoCal player, known for playing a mono ice discard heavy deck in one of our local circuit tournaments.
Yeah, so he actually won the first SoCal series.
So he piloted that deck very well, and it's a very unusual strategy that we don't see a lot of players imitating. And so he's very familiar with the deck, and this time, you know, he's using a little bit of wind now to bolster that discard strategy. And I feel like, you know, for Wayne, it was probably a matchup he wasn't prepared to play against. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's he went undefeated, you know, throughout day 2.
Yeah, through top 64.
To the top 64, but yeah. So,
yeah, it looks like a pretty decent matchup, but because this is such an unorthodox style of play, the tempo player couldn't probably keep up with everything.
Yeah.
Probably ran out of gas very early. The Wind Water deck is focused on comboing, reactivating your backups after they duel, drawing extra cards, and just having a very wide board. But he runs out of cards very quickly, and there are cards in the ice deck that actually penalize you for not having any cards in your hand. So it's a very tough matchup for a tempo deck, especially because not very many people out here are playing discard heavy decks.
Yeah, if we look at Nathan's list, we got Sid Austin, very punishing when you don't have any cards in hand, and then he's also using the Chaos Walker of the Wheel summon to, you know, destroy forwards, and then since they have no cards in hand, usually with the strategy, there's nothing for them to put into play for free. Usually we see that combined with Wind Water decks using Yuna. But
which actually Wayne is actually running that combo too.
But this is actually a very clever way of also doing the same thing, allowing you to negate the drawback of Walker of the Wheel.
Yeah, Nathan's also running a Zidane card from Opus 3 that allows you to view your opponent's hand as soon as it enters the field, and you discard a card there. So with that knowledge, he can then play play Chaos, knowing that there isn't a forward to play in response to Walker's ability.
Yeah, to the summon. So yeah, I think it was a tough matchup for Wayne. Another thing, like, you know, like maybe he could have took some advantage of his draw effects and tried to leverage some sort of card advantage there. Like, that's the only way to really like fight the discard deck, is to, you know, kind of recoup from the discard, or to get threats on the table before, you know, they can discard your hand. Those are like your 2 options: either before they can set up, or to sort of counteract that hand destruction.
Yeah. It looks like Nathan actually won this one 2-0, and they were the first match to finish actually, which is, you know, different for our premier match. It makes a lot of sense considering that Wayne's going to be drawing a lot of cards and doing a lot of stuff, and he's constantly playing cards and drawing new stuff. So with that actually helps with Nathan's goal. So he's going to be drawing cards, he'll be, you know, discarding those cards, and he has nothing to do, so he kind of has to like draw past at certain points, which is very, very hurtful towards a tempo deck.
Yeah, what he really needed to do there was to play this, the Light Zidane to draw cards, and then using effects like Steiner and some of the backups like
Eiko.
Eiko or whatever. Eiko.
Yeah, and then Artemisian as well.
Artemisian doesn't actually draw you cards; it just kind of filters your hand.
Yeah, like you put them down and draw new ones, don't you?
You do, but what he really needs is cards that add additional cards to his hand, so he has something to discard without being left without anything, you know, to play.
Mm-hmm.
Pain as well. Pain. He was running both versions of Pain in his deck, which allow him to build card advantage as well. Exactly. What he needed to do was basically depend on those cards and play them and basically just accumulate card advantage and kind of hold back from playing everything out as quickly as possible. Because he really needs to maintain card advantage against the discard deck. So yeah, it was a pretty rough matchup for Wayne, especially something you're not familiar with. So.
Yeah, and it looks like there's actually a couple techs to get rid of backups in Nathan's deck.
Yeah.
So that he can get rid of Yuna, because Yuna very much hurts his deck. He has a lot of exit effects that 5-drop Yuna fights against. Yuna, when a character is sent from the field to the break zone, they can remove from the game instead. And because of a lot of the exit effects that are in Nathan's deck, that's a huge problem for his deck. But it didn't look like it was for this premier match.
Yeah, he actually had a lot of answers to backups. He has archers, which are great at getting some of the lower cost backups, like Minwu, etc.
Yeah, Minwu is actually a big problem for many decks.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to have Minwu on the board. A very popular card. And then he has things that like Renoa and the Ice Sephiroth that goes and looks for Dark Sephiroth. Both of those have a effect that triggers upon hitting the break zone, so Yuna would stop those effects. And so his other backup tech here is he has Dark Sephiroth, as I mentioned, which allows him to break a backup of his choice, so he can get rid of the problematic Yuna, and that will help him sort of go forward with his game plan of using Renoa, combining Renoa with powerful things like the summon Death Seraph, wipe the board. Kind of, basically, he has a lot of ways, you know, using some of the Opus 3 cards to deal with cards both in hand, and then Death Seraph actually to deal with a lot of cards on board. If the opponent ever gets a quick start, he has like a nice sweeper effect that hits most forwards. So it's a pretty good list here. Another interesting card that we haven't talked about is the inclusion of Edward. Very controversial card about whether or not it's tier 1 or playable, because it is very costly. It has some sort of ups and downs. If you want to go into that.
Edward, it's not too popular of a card. It has the restriction of you can only use its ability during your turn, which a lot of people aren't really fans of in this game. It has 1 ice, 1 colorless, and you duel Edward, and you make your opponent discard a card. Considering that most of his forwards have enter effects that make you discard cards, it's not too valuable. But when you're in a certain situation where you're not really using your backups to do anything on your turn, you can use the ice, the wind, or another ice, duel Edward, make them discard a card, and they maybe don't have no hand. They draw 2. His Zidane stays at 7,000 power, and then they only have so many moves that they can make, especially when he's breaking their backups and doing a lot of stuff to their forwards, as far as like Sid, All-Seeing, and Chaos. It just seems like most tempo decks can't keep up with it.
Yeah, it seems like compared to his mono ice version that he had in that first tournament, like this list is much more well-rounded and has more answers to a larger variety of archetypes.
And yeah, in our SoCal circuit, he was actually running a forward known as Leon, which is powerful, but its downfall is that when it comes into play, it allows your opponent to play, is it a forward or a character? I believe it's a forward, right?
Yeah, I think it's a forward.
So they can play a forward for free, which Chaos is essentially doing the same thing, but rather than giving yourself a cheap forward, you're just killing one of their forwards, send it to the break zone. If it hits the break zone, they get to play a forward for free from their hand. So since he knows their hand, has a lot of hand manipulation, that seems like that was a good replacement for Leon. And then he splashed a little bit more wind inside the deck to have a little bit more control on his side. We notice there's Dorgan in the deck list, which is duel Dorgan, remove Dorgan from the game, choose 1 forward opponent controls, remove that forward from the game.
Yeah, he's had much better removal options, and like I said, also the Death Seraph, you can get a lot of value off of that. You can get rid of multiple forwards.
Oh yes, the Zalera.
The Zalera Death Seraph, yeah. Yeah, so, you know, props to Nathan here for creating a nasty list.
Yeah, it's definitely a good choice for this tournament because of how unorthodox it is. There's not going to be a lot of people knowing how to play against this versus mono water, wind water, mono lightning, mono earth. A lot of those elements are very heavily played, and people, play test a lot, so we know how the matchup goes.
Also,
but
he's stuck with something he knew, which I feel is very good. He knows something he knew. So that's it for basically recap of the last round. We're now going to go to. We're just about to start the
Quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals here.
So our premier match for quarterfinals is going to be, is it Nathan Perez again? It looks like Nathan Perez will be on the premier match again, playing against Arvin Bernardo, who is playing a deck he calls Robert's Rebellion. It's actually a Knights deck that focuses on Knight forwards, and it runs actually 24 EX burst cards. And EX burst is a mechanic that when that card hits your break zone, you can trigger the EX burst if you choose to, and it has priority over everything. It doesn't create its own stack. So when he's taking damage, it's almost a 50-50 chance that there's going to be an ability that triggers. So it looks like we're getting into the game right now.
Yeah. So yeah, there's Arvin, as you can see on the right,
So,
and Nathan on the left.
7-drop Odin is a very popular card between pretty much every lightning deck that I've seen. EX burst, choose one forward, break it. So you can break your own forward if it has an exit effect, kind of like people do it with Renoa and Ice lightning decks. But he's mainly just using this to hopefully hit his damage zone, but because his deck has lightning in it, he can also cast it from hand. So it's very costly, but it's super effective.
Yeah. He's being a little ambitious by playing a deck with 3 distinct elements in it.
Yeah.
But he's been doing very well so far, and he has Cosmos to sort of mitigate that a little bit. But overall, it seems like it to be doing really well. Very unorthodox decks. Definitely a surprise to see here at the top tables.
Yeah, these are probably the 2 most unorthodox decks I've seen, probably in the entire tournament, not just top 8. So this is going to be a really fun match.
Was basically flooded.
Yeah,
with water decks.
Mono water. It was definitely flooded.
Yes. So, pun intended. So yeah, we already talked about Nathan's deck. As, you know, being a wind, ice, hand disruption deck.
Yeah.
And we talked about Arvin's deck having a bajillion EX effects. It is also a Knights deck. It's very funny that, it's for being an unorthodox deck, that it sort of looks like a category or title format, whichever,
It really does. It does look like a tactics deck,
it's
for
very,
sure.
like a tactics deck.
There are a lot of cards from the Final Fantasy Tactics game in this deck.
Yeah, majority. Like, only a few cards that, so like, you could probably quite easily change this into your title format.
Oh yeah, you usually just remove a couple cards that aren't obviously from Tactics, put some Tactics stuff, maybe an Evoker and a Summoner in here, just to get the 1-drop in. But yeah, it's a really weird list. I was looking at it earlier today when we were doing the deck checks, and I was really intrigued by it actually because of how much EX burst is in this deck.
Alright, they're about to start.
Ready. Judges, ready! And your time begins now.
Alright, here we go. We started. Players are looking at their opening hands now.
So Arvin will be on the play. And he's going to play an Ovelia and pass.
And Avelia is...
I believe Ovelia is a backup that makes the cost of your Agrius cheaper.
It gives all knights plus 1,000 power.
Oh, that one does?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
I was waiting for the card to pop up.
Yeah, waiting for the pop up. Because
I know
there's 2
exactly
of
what
them,
it does.
yeah.
I love playing the tactics and the title format.
That is really good.
Nice.
So he's going to be playing Starter Zidane, which...
And he made it his opponent discard a card, right? With the Zidane. So like...
That's what it looked like.
He did a discard effect on the
discard deck, yeah.
Like,
so Nathan's
like,
probably not feeling too hot about that.
Yeah,
but,
he's feeling a little like, who does this guy think he is?
Right? He's like, this is what I do.
Yeah, this is my job. What do you think you're doing? So we got this of the Ice Sephiroth, the one that when it goes to your break zone, you get to look for the Dark Sephiroth.
So this doesn't trigger in the
It's
in
when
the
it
damage
hits
zone, huh? It's when it hits the break zone.
It triggers when it hits the break zone or when it hits the damage zone.
Oh, okay.
It does have an EX ability. And it looks like it got bounced. So he could get a damage in there.
He's going to be playing a Duke Larg, which gives all of his ice forwards plus 1,000 power, which is very valuable. He uses it in combination with Maria, which gives all of your forwards plus 1,000 power.
Yeah.
So once he gets on there, all of his ice forwards get buffed by 2k, and the only forward that looks like is not getting touched by that would be probably Dorgan and Sephiroth, but...
And also the Zidane.
oh yeah, the Light Zidane.
The Win Zidane.
Oh, the Win Zidane, right,
Zidanes
yeah.
in Nathan's deck, yeah. That,
oh, he's not even running Light Zidane, that's interesting.
Because he has the Dark Sephiroth.
Oh, yeah.
It's sort of like, you can't really run the
Contradicts,
Light Zidane,
yeah, exactly.
And the other Zidane's just, way better as far as discarding goes.
And it gives him knowledge too.
Yeah.
For his chaos.
Perfect knowledge for chaos, or basically just having that perfect knowledge of your opponent's hand before making any play is extremely valuable. So yeah, it hits a lot of his cards. So yeah, like he was just setting up essentially for there. Like he was okay with taking some damage. He just played the backup that previous turn. Now he's got Renault out. And there's another Leviathan.
Yeah. So 5-drop Delita is the forward that was just attacked with on Arvin's side. It's a really interesting card. Probably one of the most busted cards out of Opus 3.
Yeah, it's a very oppressive card.
I like it a lot. So if it gets targeted by one of your opponent's characters with an ability, you break that character. And if your opponent targets it with a summon, your opponent takes a point of damage. And Arvin's getting in here really quickly. He has already put Nathan at 5.
He actually used the
Chaos on
wheel.
Yeah, and he took a point of damage off of that.
And hit the Sid Austin, but there's nothing, Arvin has cards in hand.
So Sid the Expert doesn't have any effect.
No effect, there's no point in using it.
So this is the Renault card we were speaking of earlier, that when it leaves the field at the break zone, it doles all of your opponent's forwards.
Yeah, very good on both offense and defense. It's very good to block and prevent further attack, and it's also very good for attacking, and most of the time your opponent will let it through on fear on breaking it, and then basically making them vulnerable to all your other attacks. It's not very good. It's not too good on its own. I feel like with decks that run Runoa, they really need to have a lot of forwards to take advantage of that single turn in which your opponent's defenses go down.
Yeah, you definitely need to go wide with Renault, or else her ability kind of just is useless.
Yeah, it's very difficult for mono ice decks to go wide. So it's good to splash an element that can do so.
Yeah, I've seen it in plenty of dual ice decks. It's like Ice Lightning, Ice Earth, Ice Wind. I wouldn't really call this a 2-color deck. It splashes a little bit away.
Yeah, I think it only splashes with the
it's probably like what
Like,
did you say, 80-20?
I mean, we have the deck list, but yeah, I'd say around that. Just enough to get some of the more utility cards.
So he has the Marina in play now. So
that
Renault is
gives
a
plus-
9k.
That's plus
Well,
2,000.
she actually is 10k because he has a Category 8 forward.
Right.
So Renault gets buffed when you have a Category 8 forward play by 1,000.
For each.
It's for each, right?
For each, yes.
Yeah, so she's currently at 10k.
Yeah.
1,000 from the Laguna, 1,000 from the Duke, and 1,000 from Maria.
Yeah. She's a big Renault.
Yeah. So she's a threat now.
Though, because basically Nathan's on the back foot right now because of how much damage Arvin was able to put on early. So, he can't, he's not, even though he has, very high power forward, he can't really attack right now.
Yeah, he's in a pretty tough spot right now, but
yeah,
we'll see how he utilizes his strategy. Yep, so he's going to break his only backup, which it's pretty valuable, but the 1 CP won't make too much of a difference at this point.
Yeah, it's mostly because of the effect to a plus 1,000 to all of Arvin's knights.
Yeah.
Let's see. He just needs to get.
Oh, so
find some
he's
way
got
to
his
get
filter
damage
in now.
Yeah, now he has.
So Cosmos, can be doled for any element except for dark, right?
Yeah. So.
Oh, it's actually any
Well,
element.
it just says CP of any element.
Yeah, but dark and light are essentially the same.
You can't put a dark card into play.
Yeah,
because you have a light.
Because
card.
he has Cosmos. So there's the Zidane that looks in your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
So he's currently showing him what he has, but there's a lot of useful stuff there. I'm gonna go with the Leviathan being the most, probably the best card to get rid of right now.
It's the third Leviathan, I believe, and then we also have Raban, and I can't see the other card. It looks like it's a lightning.
Looks like
card.
he's getting rid of Raban.
Oh, that's a
Kate Sith, Steiner, and Leviathan.
Okay.
All have EX burst.
All EX burst.
Like we said, he has
half EX burst.
Exactly, it's almost half. It's pretty nuts. So
wow.
there's a Shantoto. Wow, did not see that coming.
So he just ripped that off the top. Like,
that's an excellent play. So Shantoto, when it comes into play, all forwards are on the board are removed from the game.
And
it can duel for every element besides light and dark, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it gains the elements of fire, ice, wind, earth, lightning, and water. So he has 2 filter backups up now, and because that's a 7-drop, it's not going to be able to get touched by an archer. So even if he loses the Cosmos, he still has his filter in. And considering he's running 3 colors, filter is really good in this.
The filter, you basically can get any color of CP he needs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the cards in this game, they require only 1 CP of their designated element, and then
to be able to play them.
The rest, or it can be any element.
Yeah.
Except for cards like Emperor Zandy.
Yeah. Having either one of those in play is enough, basically, to play any card, and, assuming he has enough CP to cast it.
No, he has a lot of value on his board right now. It looks like his turn is going to be pretty decent.
So now he's making a difficult choice about what to discard for the Argath hitting play.
So there's a Duke.
Ooh.
Is that the one that searches out a knight?
Yeah, searches out a knight. Oh,
he made him discard 2 cards.
Yeah.
And he still has an active Edward with the ability able to use, but there's nothing to discard. So see, this is an instance where Edward's actually really good. If you had another card in hand, you'd put him to 0 again. So there's a Ramza.
It's a little light on forwards here.
Yeah, he needs to play some 4s. 5's a pretty dangerous spot, but I've gotten people to 6 and they've completely swept me back, so anything can happen.
So yeah, right now the discard effects on his
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Forwards aren't really having any effect. Arvin is already down to no cards in the game.
Oh, well there's a Raban, so Sarah's gonna go. He can time mage the Sarah to avoid the damage, but I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
He can't time mage because it's Arvin's turn.
Oh yeah, he can't time mage. Oh, that's right. You can only time mage on your own turn, so he's probably going to be getting rid of Cosmos. Yep. So he just archered the Cosmos, but he still has filtering through Shantoto, which can only get hit by the Dark Sephiroth. He had already played that, right? Yeah, he did that and got rid of the Ovelia. So the first point of damage that Arvin is taking is going to be a Steiner, which allows you to search for a category 9. Is it forward or character?
It's character for Steiner.
Cool. So that's super valuable.
Yeah, he can get a backup if he needs to.
So he is going to be getting out Light Zidane.
Yeah. Get some card draw going. I think the Raban didn't do anything because of all the pump effects that Nathan has.
So
wasn't enough.
6, 7, 8, and that's a 7k?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he had enough to use Ramza's action ability, he probably could have pumped pumped Ramza up.
Mm-hmm. Or if he still had the Ovelia that was destroyed.
Pumped him up and to high enough to make the damage relevant, but you would need to have the CP to do so, and because he's playing against a discard deck, he just doesn't have enough additional CP to do that.
Yeah, so it looks like that's actually playing out very well for Nathan right now, getting rid of the Ovelia earlier, because Ramza would have gotten in. This is a very interesting matchup. Okay, so there's Agrius.
Yeah, the other one, the one that can has a cool special, break key forward, cost 3 or less.
That's wonderful card art.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's getting pretty tough right here.
Yeah. I feel like Nathan's basically starting to control the game at this point.
He is. So, is there another burst? That is not a burst.
Last card discarded from hand.
Yep.
The Stadion.
And he's going to be bringing, looks like a Bard.
Another Bard. Okay, let's see if Arvin can get out of this hole that he's in now.
So yes, this is the Bard
There's
that I was talking
another-
about. You pay 1 ice, you dual Bard, put Bard into the break zone, and your opponent discards a card from their hand. So this is a little bit more valuable than Edward. Edward doesn't have to break itself. but Bard, because of the cost is so cheap, he just can do it 3 times in a game. So
looks like he's going to be using the Edward. Yeah, he's the Edward effect. It's hard to see because he just doled 3 of his backups, but it was to activate the Edward.
Yeah, Edward seems very valuable in this deck.
Yeah, we're actually seeing the power of hand disruption.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we're also seeing that Edward is a undervalued card. Being taken for granted by the community.
I like it a lot. I've put it into my my window.
Like
so there's he's going to be
EX
dueling a
with Odin.
forward, so it actually puts him in a really good...
Oh, that's Katsith.
It's Katsith, yeah.
I can't see because it's not Odin. It's
Yeah, it's not.
Katsith.
Yeah, it's a Katsith.
It's underneath our timer.
It is. Yeah.
So we got a Katsith.
So there's another Katsith. Oh my gosh, he might be able to get in right here depending on what Nathan
this
can
is an
do.
upset. Oh my gosh, what does Nathan have?
What does he have? Oh, he has a Sylph. Discard a card, and then
in response to the discard, did he activate Ramza's effect?
Yes, it looks like he has.
Yeah. So Ramza gave
and
plus
he's going to
1,000
Sylph the
first
Sephiroth up. Yep. Oh, and he actually swung. He didn't activate the effect. He discarded the card and he went into combat.
Okay.
So Sephiroth just blocked Agrius.
Yeah, I think even with the pump, like Sephiroth is with Sephiroth's power, it's hard to see.
I believe he's an 8.
An 8K. So yeah, it would have only have been a 7K, I believe, because it gets the plus 1,000 from Avilia, plus 1,000 from Ramza's action ability. And it's only a 5K to start, so at 7K with first strike wasn't enough. Yeah,
so +1/+1, and then the Sylph gives it an additional 1,000.
And then also,
is that an EX burst? Oh, we can't see with the glare right there. It doesn't look like it though. Oh, it is. It was an
that
Odin.
Was the Odin.
That was an Odin. Okay, there we go. 7-drop Odin. There's the value.
All the EX bursts.
Man, it is so fun watching Arvin take damage with this deck because it's just like, is something gonna happen? You pretty much flip a coin. So he's going to be tossing... Oh, there's Delita. So that's a huge threat for him because characters would be broken and damage can be taken. Delita's such a wonderful card.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, and it's a knight, so it gains plus 1,000 off of Elite. So he's a 10K currently.
It is a 10K.
Spicy.
Yep. I mean, that card is just strictly good. There's nothing like... You know... It's unorthodox about it. It's a really good card, and you should be playing it.
Yes, if you're playing Earth, you should be playing Delita.
It is so hard to deal with.
So tough.
It makes your opponent jump through all the hoops.
Dorgan is literally the only answer I found for that, and so if you can get the Dorgan out, you can be in a better spot. But
yeah, as far with the deck that Nathan is playing, Dorgan is probably the best answer he has. He could use a wheel, Chaos Wheel, but you know that would put him within 1 of lethal, so it's not what he wants to do. It's like that's the Lightning Red Mage, the one that gives haste.
Yep, and he can tap or Dual Shantoto so that he can activate the Red Mage because it can provide the purple.
Yep.
Wow, this is a wonderful matchup. It is currently 5-4. Yeah.
Yep. So I feel like Renoa is going to be hard for Arvin to deal with because I think we've already counted.
Yeah, he's out of his Leviathans, I believe. Yeah, so it's going to be tough. It's definitely going to get broken.
If he
has to break it after combat during Nathan's main phase too, or else he'll probably get swarmed on.
I feel like his best answer for that card is to break Renoa during Nathan's end turn somehow. If he can do it during the end step. He lost the
he's going to be activating Edward again, so he's losing his last Delita. So Nathan has to play a card here because he has 6 in hand.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, or he can discard it. Yeah.
It looks like that's what he did.
Oh wow! You know he's.
Oh wait, no.
He's playing something. It looks like a 5 card. Oh. I thought a Sid was gonna come out in a second. Yeah, Sid would have been awesome. He breaks.
And then it breaks.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, that's. I've seen people miss.
Oh yeah, they
misplay with
realize,
Delita.
Yeah, the Delita's power.
Yeah. Seen that actually a lot this weekend.
Yeah.
So once again,
I've seen that with Amon, like where
they duel it with Amon.
Yeah, I saw someone do. But the thing with Amon is it's not a May ability, and if Delita is the only opposing forward your opponent controls, it basically means that your Amon is going to break no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
In this case, maybe Nathan should have dueled any other forward.
Yes, definitely. He probably was like.
It could be nerves, or being in the finals. Also fatigue from two long days of playing.
Yes, definitely.
So a lot of these high-level players will end up making common mistakes just due to fatigue. Yes,
this is Nathan's 17th game in a tournament actually this weekend. They played 8 the first day, 6 for day 2, and it's best 2 of 3 for top 8. But he actually 2-0'd his opponent, so this would be his 17th game. He's probably going low on gas right now.
Yeah.
Luckily, all 4 of these players right now have their invites, so they don't have too much to worry about, but they do want to be #1 and take that championship, wear that crown, have the bragging rights. This is the first U.S. or the first North American Nationals, so...
Yeah, it's something you take with you forever.
Yeah, this is the title. People will remember the winner of this tournament.
This is the first as well, so like that's,
Okay, so it looks like he's dueling wrong. Okay. Oh, and there is the Death Seraph. And he's going to be, yep. And Death Seraph actually doesn't target him, so he won't be taking opponent damage.
No, it doesn't target.
Yep.
So, the only thing that he got there was the Delita, but worth.
Yeah, super worth.
That card was...
It was his last Delita, so he will not have to worry about Delita for the rest of this match. Oh, and he's going to be freezing both characters. Which doesn't do anything to Gibble because Gibble wasn't dueled.
It wasn't duel, so very little effect on the Gibble, but he's starting to try and wear him down.
It was a very exciting match.
Okay. So Zidane. So we lost your screen for a second, so we'll just wait for that to get fixed. I mean, yeah, we can't see the screen because we have... Now we can.
Oh, now we can see it. So this is an exciting match. This must be an exciting matchup for those of you at home watching with us.
All right, we got the screen back.
Oh wow, he got in.
He did it.
He got in there. So Nathan is taking the first match for this one. It took him about 24 minutes. Yeah, that's a grindy matchup. Both of these decks are super unorthodox. You usually don't play against a deck like this, so each player is probably comfortable with what they're playing, but not what they're seeing.
Yeah, Arvin was clearly the aggro player. Eventually Nathan was able to
control that,
the
yes.
game and take the win here.
I mean, both these players are from SoCal, correct?
Yes, both are local players in our SoCal circuit tournaments, regulars. very familiar with both players,
Yeah. So
where they're from. Some interesting facts actually about Nathan Perez is he is a webmaster. He works as a webmaster, and Arvin actually works for the Postal Service.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
So Nathan's favorite card, it looks like Argus, right? So making them discard for 2.
Yeah, that's his favorite card.
Yeah.
Argus, like, he loves the discard probably.
And it's super inexpensive. You don't need a backup to play it. You literally just pitch an ice card from hand, produce
Yeah.
the 2 CP, and Argus goes straight onto the board. It's a 2-drop 3K. It's a chump blocker. Just makes them discard a card. Really, really fantastic card. Always include it into my discard decks and mill decks.
And then we have, for Arvin, his favorite card is the Ophelia.
Yeah. All of his knights go plus
Knights.
1K.
The Knights plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Arvin hasn't been playing that long. He actually started with a mono fire deck, you know, the typical turn and burn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, you know, just to kind of get started, but this deck that he built for this tournament is ridiculous.
Yeah. When I saw it this morning, when we were looking at the deck list, and I was just like, how did he make it with this? This is a title deck, but, you know, we saw the splashes of other stuff. It's 3 colors, like another reason why you wouldn't expect it to be up here.
Yep.
But then you count the EX burst on the list. You see 24, and you're like, there you go. That's why.
Yeah.
Leviathan and
It's very easy to miss on the deck list because you just look at these cards at face value, and you know you don't actually
see that they're EX
see
burst
how
cards.
many EXs
Exactly.
are represented on those cards.
And it's funny because 3 of his 4 summons are all from Tactics as well.
Yeah.
So Fairy's from Tactics. Fairy's a 2-drop of water that allows you to activate a forward and draw a card, so it's very valuable.
Surprised he's not running Cyclops.
Yeah,
That's
Cyclops would be pretty good.
That's another nice EX effect. Maybe he could have gotten, you know, more than 50% if he had Cyclops. That would have been a lot of.
Yeah, considering a lot of his
summons.
stuff is like isn't too large, doesn't have too many powerful forwards.
Yeah.
Cyclops probably could be very valuable in here. I mean,
It seems like he probably would have dropped the Fairy in favor of the Cyclops, but the Fairy is a very important card for any of the ice matchups.
yeah, it's a very defensive card, so it's really
Yeah.
good. I mean, like so is Cyclops because you can just lower their power and then I'm gonna block that and now it's dead.
Yeah, but for when you're playing against ice decks that like to freeze forwards or to dull your forwards using like Shivas, etc., which is pretty popular. Not too much of that in Nathan's list, but other than the Laguna.
Yeah, he does run the 2 Jills, but it looks like the 2
Jill.
Jills are all that he has that freezes right here.
Yeah,
The
a lot of the more conventional ice decks are going to be running tons and tons of dull and freeze effects, and they're going to be using, you know, snow, 1-cost snow, and all these things.
Yep.
And those games, it's really important to have some way to activate backups, and so Fairy is very important in those matchups. A lot of decks I'll see run Astrologians as a tech, and then Ash also is a very good card for those matchups.
When you have Ash on board with Astrologian on the back, and you know that I can easily get 2 of them
very
up.
common in the water deck.
Yeah.
I've been seeing all weekend.
And the floods.
Fairy is what Arvin has for those matchups. I believe that's why they're in the deck. That's why he's probably running that over the Cyclops.
Yeah, they're probably more defensive. It has a better range in this meta right now because of how much control we were seeing in
Or maybe he
day
just
1.
forgot about Cyclops.
Maybe he forgot about Cyclops, yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, it's in his colors.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's the part of it matches the 3 elements that he's using.
Yeah.
The 3-element deck.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to him.
Yeah, we can get an interview or something with him later. I don't know how much testing he did with this build,
but he made it.
He
He made it to
made
Japan.
He
He's
made it
going to
work.
Japan.
Yeah,
so
it's good enough to get to Japan. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm actually very excited about this deck being over here because it's definitely the most interesting thing we've seen this entire tournament.
It is spicy list.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the Delita is spicy. It's like really good, but everything else in this deck, being, you know, practically a title deck. You know?
And I like how he just has like Steiner in there just to get his Zidane out. It's like
that's the only target for the Zidane.
I'm gonna run Steiner to pull Zidane faster.
Yeah, and it's an EX.
And it's worked.
And it's a knight.
Working for him.
It's a knight. That's
Steiner's also a knight.
Yeah,
wow.
he is a knight.
That is dirty.
It's crazy.
So once again, we see him get him to 4 already, very quickly, just within 5 minutes.
Yeah. He's very aggressive. Let's see if he can actually close this one out before Nathan can stabilize and turn the game.
But yeah, I would definitely love to see a game 3 between these two decks.
You see his deck's very aggressive. He has little to no backups in play right now.
Yeah. He's gonna Leviathan the Renoa. Oh, he hasn't gone to combat yet. Oh wow, this can be it. So yep, there's one. Oh, he's gonna freeze both of them. And is he gonna do anything to delete it? Swinging with delete last is very valuable because
any summons won't work.
Yeah, he can't do anything as far as summoning. He has to do something.
Well, not all summons.
Well, now no, there it is. That's the one that works.
Yeah. His other summons won't work.
Literally gonna wipe his board, and so. Yeah. Nathan's deck can literally sit here at 6, like you saw him sit at 5 last game.
Yeah,
and he can take it back with his
control.
control.
Bring it all back right from here.
And he has a lot of cards in hand, so he has options. So we're gonna go pay 4. Is he paying? He's gonna put Maria down, and he can pass.
Wide open here.
That's insane. So Arvin only has 3 cards in hand and is going to be passing his turn. Wow.
He has no backups. Like his best bet, I think, to win, I think I see the Ramza in his hand, is to Ramza and give itself haste and get in with a surprise attack.
Yeah, so he's got a really good chance right now of not losing because there is no Edward.
I don't know if Nathan will play around that or not.
So the lack of Edward's pretty huge right now. Oh, there's another hand discard, so he's probably going to go for Ramza.
More likely.
So Nate's putting a lot of thought into his actions right now, which is very good. He's very reserved. Being a control player, that's kind of something you have to be good at doing. And, and there goes the Ramza.
Arvin is like, this is the one you want.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even try to fool you here.
Yeah.
Don't think more than you have to. This is the one you want.
Yeah, Arvin's a very friendly player. They're probably actually having a lot of discussion right now and like laughing at the interactions. He's very happy-go-lucky when it comes to playing this game. I heard he was actually dared to play this deck list.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I guess he won that.
Yeah, I dare you. It's like, all right, well, I'm going to Japan now, so thanks.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
That's awesome.
I'll send you a postcard.
Right. I won't, but...
I won't, but I'll pretend to. I'll think about sending you a postcard.
So he has 4 cards in hand now. It looks like he's going to have more options to play something. So he's paying 4, and that's one of his Leviathans. He's actually going to be drawing... He's drawing a card.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's passing. Oh man, Nathan's hand is so big. It is crazy.
Yeah.
So he's gonna draw 2. He'll be at 6.
It notice like he has 5 backups in play. Like.
Yeah. And
like,
Zidane is currently an 8K. Because he's 3 plus 4 for the 2 hand, and then plus 1 for Maria.
Right. That's correct.
Yeah. So his Zidane wins. So he can't get through that Zidane at the current moment.
He does have a bigger Zidane.
So he's paying 3. He's gonna chaos it, knowing what's in his hand. Oh man, that's so much value right there. And there's the Kate Sith dueling the Zidane.
Yep.
Do you think maybe he should have swung first knowing that his Zidane was bigger?
But
then maybe he wouldn't have a target with Chaos.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, he wanted to Chaos to get rid of the...
Oh, there's the other one. So that explains that.
I see.
Alright. At this point, Arvin just needs to write it out. Okay, there's his Cosmos. Let's see him draw the Sephiroth. Let's see him draw the Sephiroth. Oh, he can just Archer it right now. He has the green.
Yeah, he's just basically taking control of the entire game. That basically having that Death Seraph.
Yeah, it saves him.
At that one, like that was like the critical moment of the game. If he didn't have that, he was in trouble.
Yeah, well, he was going to take the damage 0.7.
It would have been game, but because he had that card, it just changed everything, and it wiped the board. It was a 3-for-1 trade there. Like it left Arvin with nothing left.
And he's going to discard his last card, and is he going to break the Cosmos? He is not breaking the Cosmos. Okay. So it looks like he's just toying with him.
I mean, there's not much you can do. Right? Just because he has, I believe he has Edward in play now too. sandwich between Maria and the Duke?
Oh, that's a Jill.
Oh, that's a Jill.
Mhm.
Okay. If he had an Edward, then I think this would be even worse.
He's going to get Maria out after. That's probably why, because the green source in his hand is a Maria, so he's probably... Oh, no, there's a Dorgan, too. Sid is going to be breaking that, yep, and there's the value of Sid.
Yep.
Gosh, that card is so good.
Yeah, he's just... And then he has Time Mage in play to reuse the Sid at will.
And he is an 11,000 power forward, so yeah.
That is a big...
Sid is huge right now.
Forward.
Did he just cast Famfrit, or is Famfrit getting discarded?
Famfrit was cast.
Oh, okay, nice.
So... Knowing that he was going to lose a forward anyways, he used it, got some value.
Let's see,
What's
is it a 7
interesting
drop
is,
oh, no EX burst, doesn't look like it. Oh, it was a Kate Sith. So he doled the secondary attacker. So he's at 4 now. See, like, this is the power of control in this game.
Yeah. I think what Arvin really needs is start, seeing his deck do its thing with the crazy EX burst off the top.
Man, if Nathan...
and even then, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, there was certain games, like I saw a game where he hit Kate Sith, Odin, like right off the bat, and it's just like at that point just wrote it back. And it's like,
yeah, it looks like that's not happening here.
No.
Like, Kate Sith was the first one he exposed he hit.
Yeah, the first 2 are both light Zidane actually. So, no burst. No burst. And Renault is going to take it. Wow.
That's good there. Yep.
Wow. What a wonderful match. So Nathan is undefeated in finals right now. He is 4-0. Well, 2-0 score, but yeah, he 2-0'd his first opponent, and he 2-0'd his second opponent. So let's see if he can 2-0 in finals. And he'll be crowned as the champion playing the most unorthodox Ice Splash Wind.
Yeah. It is crazy.
That is an insane list.
Deck is nasty.
So it looks like he's going to be facing...
Few options here. It looks like Joseph.
Is
this his opponent?
Lisinski?
Yeah, maybe we'll pull his deck list up here.
So, nope. It's gonna be right here. Oh, he's going against the Chocobo deck. This is a match that I'm so excited to watch.
Speaking of unorthodox decks, I mean,
so the Chocobo deck is pretty much a party unblockable deck, isn't it?
Yeah. It's got the new black Chocobo to make something unblockable.
Oh, it's also Icewind.
It's Icewind.
So
yeah.
Icewind.
They're Icewind mirrors. Yeah.
Yeah, they're totally different mechanics.
Totally different decks.
Yeah. So he's gonna be focused on controlling the board, while he's gonna be focused on controlling the fact that he cannot be blocked, and his guys get super big.
They both have Argath.
They do, which is Nathan's favorite card.
Yeah, and these decks are both trying to get as many. So yeah, there we go to the brackets.
There it is, and then Arvin will be playing against Devin for a bronze match to see who gets 3rd place to get on the podium.
Yeah, so there'll be while we're doing the finals, there will be
that match on the
side to find out replacement of the 3rd and 4th.
Let's see what Devin's playing. So Devin is playing. He's playing water.
Yeah.
So that's not anything too tough for Arvin, but we don't know if Devin's really played against this Knights deck, so that's gonna be an interesting matchup. We'll have to tune in with them in a little bit and see how they're doing. Afterwards, we can talk to them about it.
We want to talk about this Chocobo deck again.
Oh, this Chocobo deck is amazing.
There's some interesting things, like because of this right here. Check that card. How do you pronounce that?
I'm pretty sure it's Shemhazai, right?
Shemhazai?
We'll just call it Shem. Shem the Whisperer.
You know Shem, our bloody Shem.
Shem, yeah.
Shimmy,
yeah.
So Shem, that summon is very powerful.
It's 1 cost. It's a win summon, and it makes all of your forwards only be able to be blocked by something of equal or inferior power, correct? Or cost.
Cost.
Yes.
Cost. It's based off cost.
Yeah,
Inferior
so
cost.
he has 1 drops, he has
He has-
2 drops, he has 3 drops. So if anything's a 4 or a 5, or it can't block any of those things. So he just literally gets in with that card.
Yeah, he has a lot of cards that are basically specifically, you know, trying to get as many low costs out as possible.
Yeah.
You see,
He has a lot of freezing.
we have some freezing, but like look at the forwards he's running. He's running Argath. It has a nice effect, but it's also a 2 cost.
It's also a 2 cost, so it's not going to get blocked
super
by
small.
many things.
He
Yeah.
has Snow, which has invasion. It's evasion built in. It kind of doles down forwards, and Shelk is very good.
Shelk is very good.
And Zargavath. I'm surprised to see that. I usually see like Shelk played over him. He's playing both.
Okay, so we're going to take a short recess real quick.
We'll go and take a break while they set up for
Yeah,
the next match.
they're gonna set up for
and
grand
We'll be
finals.
back with you guys to cover the finals.
Awesome.
All right.
We'll see you shortly.
Hi, I'm Rich Brady from Square Enix. I have some guests from Hobby Japan to talk about Opus 4. So Uto-san, who's the promotional manager for FF TCG, and Kageyama-san, who is the producer for FF TCG. So let's look at the first card from Opus 4. So theater rhythm version of Zack. Is there anything you want to say about it?
Can I use Japanese?
I think so.
Yep, please translate. So 新しいザックスは、バックアップとして入ってきました。こういうタイプの、ソルジャーは珍しいですね。はい。大丈夫ですか？見ちゃっていい？
Okay. The first card we're going to show you is Zack. It's from the Theatralism, and it's also a Final Fantasy VII card. It is a backup, but its category is Soldier, and I think it is pretty rare for a backup.
でソルジャーを探すことができるので、EX バーストも込みで、ソルジャーデッキっていうのがあるかどうかまだちょっとわからないですけれど、今後こういうデッキはできてくるかもしれないですね。はい。
And it's
ごめんなさい。はい。
it can search for a soldier, class or job.
クラウドのかソルジャーを探してくるから。
Name Cloud or Soldier. And I can't tell you how many soldier categories there are on Opus 4, but yeah, maybe it will be useful if you are going to use those kind of decks.
あとまたシアトリズムのカードが多分初公開になると思うんですが、なかなか可愛げがあっていいんじゃないかと思います。はい。
And this is the first time that Theatralism cards are actually being shown, and they're cutesies, yeah. And I think some of you will like it.
Okay.
So let's show the next card.
はい、これはファイナルファンタジータクティクスアドバンスのカードでリッツなんですけれど、タクティクスアドバンス結構海外で、ここ海外なんですけれど、日本以外で人気があるコンテンツ、もちろん日本でもそれなりにコンテンツの訴求力の高いコンテンツでありますけれど、それよりもっと人気があるということですので、ちょっと出せてよかったかなっていう感じですね。
The next card is Ritz from Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. We hear that Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced is pretty popular among US and Europe. Of course, it is popular in Japan also, but it is we hear that it is more popular over here. So we're proud to bring this in.
そうですね。で、面白いのが、自分がコントロールしているキャラクターが、自分の手札に対戦相手の効果で戻ることがない。例えば今流行りのシルドラとか、あるいはリヴァイアさんとかで戻されることがないということですね。
And this is going to be pretty important as a forward, since all of your forward cannot be bounced back to your hand. So like cards like Sildra or Leviathan will not have any effects on your forwards.
はい。もともと3コスト7000というそれなりのパワーを持ってますし、結構主力のカードになってくるんじゃないかと思います。もう一つの効果のIf you control card name シャーラがそもそも誰かはまだわからない状態なんですけれど、がいるとさらに強くなるということで、結構3コスト9000まで見えるということですね。
It's big because 3 drop and it has 7k power, so it should have enough power. But if you control a card named Shara and you don't know what Shara is now, it's going to be pumped plus 2. So it's going to be 9k. It can be a 9k for a 3 drop. So I think this is going to be one of the key cards for Opus 4.
まだキャラクターもとても可愛らしいキュートな感じでいいんじゃないですか。はい。
And also a cute character.
And a cute one. So there's one more card that's also a new card type.
Yes. Okay. So this is Dragon card type. So Monster. 新しくモンスターというカードタイプが、ついに登場。何度か僕モンスター出るいろんな配信で言ってるのでご存知の方も多いと思うんですけど、ついにモンスターが出ることになりました。このカードは、効果をちょっと、説明したいと思うんですが、
Okay, now this is a new type card, Monster. If you have seen his streams, he had mentioned that there will be monsters coming somewhere, and this is now. And as you can see, the square, how do you say these?
The nameplate?
The nameplate, yeah, the nameplate has a special shape. And we're going to show you one of it. It is a dragon.
はい、でこのドラゴンの効果非常に強くてですね、1コスト雷を1コスト払うとドラゴンをブレイクズに置くとモンスターをブレイクすることができます。 4コスト以下ですね、ごめんなさい、4コスト以下のモンスターをブレイクすることができます。さらに1コスト多く払う能力を使うとですね、4コスト以下のフォワードをブレイクすることができます。まあ、オーディンみたいな感じのカードですね。
And basically what it does is, first you pay the cost, it stays on the board. And after it's on the board, you can use its abilities, and you can use it whenever you like. The abilities are, if you pay a lightning cost, and put this dragon into a break zone, you can choose a monster 4 cost or less and break it. If you pay 2 costs, lightning and 1, and put this dragon into the break zone, you can break a forward that is 4 cost or less.
でこのドラゴンとはちょっとまた関係ないモンスターの話になるんですけれど、モンスターは、基本的にキャラクターではあるんですけれど、ダルアイコンがあるアビリティも出した時にすぐ使うことができます。
And dragon, it is considered to be a character, and I'm sorry, monster. Monsters are considered to be characters, but even if they had a dull icon, which dragon doesn't, but even if they did have a dull icon, you can use it right away as soon as they get on the board. So that's going to be different from forwards and backups.
でまたモンスターの中にはコストを払うとフォワードになることができるモンスターがいます。モンスターがフォワードになっている場合はダルアイコンの能力はすぐには使えないですけど、次のターンまで我慢すればダルアイコンフォワードにしてアタックすることもできますし、ダルアイコンを使うこともできます。
And this is also going to be a bit of a spoiler. There are monster cards that is going to transform into fours, and when they are transformed into fours, if it's the turn they came in, as normal forwards, you cannot attack, you cannot use dull abilities, so they're going to be used like a forward.
そうですね。またモンスターじゃないんだけどモンスターを強くしたりとかモンスターを持ってきたりとかそういうカードもあるかもしれません、ね。お楽しみにしていただければと思います。
Of course, and there is going to be cards that's going to search monster or makes a monster stronger. So yeah, look forward to the spoiler list.
ですね。だからこのモンスターというカテゴリーはきっと新しいそのデッキタイプを作ることができるんじゃないかと期待していただければと思います。
These kind of monsters will definitely affect your deck building. So yeah, look forward to it.
Yes. So let's show the rest of all the cards one more time. You can check out the FFTradingCardGame.com or follow us on Facebook at Final Fantasy TCG for more info on Opus 4 as it becomes available.
どれが一番気に入りました？
What did I like the most?
Yes.
Well, he asked me in Japanese. Well, Rita is obviously going to change the game, and if you obviously have this card, you actually want to put it in the deck right now. Probably everyone's thinking so, but Dragon is something that's going to change the game a lot. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
The other thing about Zac that's really cool is that in the new format, you can run that Zac and the 5-drop Zac and really search out all your clouds.
Yeah, you could have tons of clouds in your hand, on your board. Oh, not on your board, you can have one. But that could be really fun.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. We're going to go back to a break and we'll be back to the finals as soon as we can.
Yeah.
Okay, see you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Get rid of that Nestle.
There you go. Put that on the ground. We're live.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Now down to the final two. We still need to determine who is going to be our FF TCG
North American.
National Championship 2017 champion. Can I get the first player, Joseph, on this side? And can I get Nathan on this side? All right, this time there is no time limit. Try not to hang out all night, yo. All right, here we go. Go ahead and give you some time to shuffle your decks. Judges, let me know when they're ready, and
Isn't
we
looking
will
good for
begin.
Nathan.
All right, looks like they're starting now. And it's the dreaded Chocobo deck versus the
This
almost
match will also
mono-eyes
be
discard
streamed
deck.
on our
Splash
Square
Wind, which is
Presents
kind of weird to
channel,
say splashing wind.
also on Twitch.
Yeah.
If you are watching
Splashing water.
nearby, please
Yeah,
It
water
is.
splashing. It is a splash, but
It is a splash of wind into the deck.
it's not as splashy as this whole tournament was. Way too much mono water for my taste, but
Yeah.
so here are the
Well,
Chocobo cards.
The finals are way more interesting than I thought I'd be seeing.
Oh my gosh, yes, these deck lists are fantastic.
Spicy.
Yeah, there are things that you don't see these at your locals very often. Like this is stuff that's like,
Rogue,
late
as
not
rogue as it
late
gets.
homebrew. So he's
Yeah.
on. When he's on there's a ability, you may search for one drop Chocobo or card named Chocobo added to your hand. So because that can be played without a backup, so much value. And you pull out either a 3-drop Chocobo, black Chocobo.
Yeah. The
So-
one that makes things unblockable. I mean, the hasty Chocobo
Yeah.
is in there as well.
So black Chocobo, when it parties with something, they both can't be blocked. So the party just goes through and deals 1 point of damage. I mean, unless this is summon answer. But because it's a one drop forward and it just gets in there, he doesn't even need to like rely on his the Shem summon, the Whisper, Shem Hazai.
Yeah, Shem.
So it's super valuable. If Nathan can just control this completely, he'll do very well. But this deck is gonna be dealing like 5 points of damage in 3 turns. So we'll see how well this goes.
I mean, there's a lot of 2, 3 cost cards.
Yeah.
So
the final
I
champion.
feel like the
Players
Black
ready?
Chocobo has to get in for him,
The
huh?
last time, judges
Shem
ready?
Hazai is probably
All right, your clock starts now.
Alrighty. So
there they go.
alright, let's just sit here and see what they're going to be doing for but this is an interesting matchup.
I was gonna say in this matchup, for Nathan, very important card will be the Zalera Death Seraph.
Hmm.
I think that's probably gonna hit everything.
Except for the ones. It doesn't hit one.
Okay, it's gonna hit almost everything.
Almost everything, yeah.
I mean,
it's
there's
gonna
a-
get
there's-
in there.
There is a lot of 2s in this list.
Yes.
The curve is heavy in the 2 cost. So expect to see tons of value if we can see a Death Seraph result.
Now, is he running Activate Barts or is he running
I believe
Freelancer Barts?
I think he's running the Barts, the 3 cost one that attacks twice. If you have enough.
Oh, that is
jobs.
Opus 3. Okay, it's Opus
Yeah, it's
3.
Opus
Okay.
3. Yeah. Opus 3 Barts. So he's running the Barts that's very cheap in as far as crystal point cost goes, and he gains. You know, if you have 3 different jobs, he gains all the jobs of the forwards you have in play. If he has 3 or more,
He has Brave.
He has
If you have
Brave,
5 or more, you can
and
attack
he
twice?
gets, he also gets other abilities, I think, as well. But the most relevant is the ability to attack twice because his deck is giving everything evasion.
Oh, wow.
So it does double duty there. Then what else? We didn't really go too much over the Chocobo list.
Yeah, Genesis and Renault are probably his 2 bigger cards, along with Shulk. But I mean, like, still, it's 4 is the highest we're seeing right here.
He is running.
Sargabeth can splash in any of his stuff. Wow, this is a very interesting deck list.
He's running both Shiva. I'm trying to look at like what ice cards. It looks like it's mostly wind. So it's actually the opposite of Nathan's, where Nathan is mostly ice.
Mostly
with the
ice,
splash
yes.
This is mostly wind with the splash of ice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
And
these
he's
decks can
running
be more different.
one haste Onion Knight, and that's pretty good.
Yeah. Very relevant to what the deck's game plan.
Yeah, so it looks like the highest cost on here will be 4, and that's his Genesis.
Yep.
Maybe Balthier, unless that's he hasn't listed the rarity symbol, so it could be 4 cost Balthier, but I don't want to think so. Okay, so yeah, he's already dealt 2 points of damage, so we can see how fast this deck gets in there.
We just saw a Death Seraph, like I was mentioning earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to be the most valuable card that he has against this matchup currently. So we're seeing a Zargabeth, and that's going to come, yep, and he's bringing in 3 drop arts for free. So yeah, the tempo on this deck is amazing. Does it have haste? It has haste, that's what it gains, is haste.
Yes. It gains haste if you have 3 different jobs. And then it gains Brave on the
At 5, right?
Yeah. And 3,000
Haste and
power.
first strike, wow, that's super valuable.
Yeah. Like the 3,000 power and Brave is super awesome. Probably not relevant because most of the time this guy isn't even being blocked or can't be blocked because of the way the deck runs.
So because he's playing control, if this doesn't go well for Nathan, this can be a very quick match.
Yeah. I mean, he already used the first Seraph, and it looked like Joseph was able to recover very quickly and keep the pressure up.
Yeah, the haste is pretty insane.
It looks like there's another Seraph though. I think I do see another Seraph on the leftmost card of Nathan's hand, so he does have another one ready. That is.
He also has
exactly.
Chaos. Chaos is an option right now because of him not having a hand.
That's true. He actually used that on Snow, which is the only thing that dodges.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it would be very expensive for him to be both right now.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have all his backups doled and used.
Yeah, Snow is really good to hit because of the fact that Shem Hazai will get Snow to be unblockable, and he doesn't run any 1-drop, so Snow's getting in and doling something. Oh, and they're all gone. Oh wait, no, there's no ones.
He took the Snow.
Snow stays,
There
and then he can Chaos the Snow next turn.
Good thing Nathan caught that for him.
Yeah.
So he put it back into play active?
No, he untapped it. It's his turn. Or he activated it. It's his turn now, yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah, there's like a little skip, it looks like.
So he's going to be doling both of them with Shiva and swinging. And he's going to be able to freeze, yep, the Laguna because of Snow's effect. Snow reads, when Snow attacks, choose 1/4 opponent controls, dole it. If you played Shiva this turn, freeze it also.
Yes.
Super valuable.
Yeah.
Especially,
the freeze is especially relevant.
you can dole 2, swing with him, dole the 3rd one, and freeze it.
Yep. And then we see he gets in again with Snow, using that.
There it is, 6
combination.
points of damage. Super quickly, hasn't taken a hit yet.
We'll see if Joseph can do what Arvin couldn't, and that is get the last and final point of damage.
Get the
on
7th point in,
Nathan.
yeah.
He did go through 3.
So he's going to be discarding Shell.
He did fight his way through 2 of the Seraph.
Or that's not Shell, that's the thing that powers up Shell.
Yeah, that's the backup, I believe.
Yeah, I think her name is Shalua? Or yeah.
Yeah. It is Zidane on Zidane. So
Nice. So he has no hand
he
now.
has no hand now.
Yeah.
I believe Nathan has wheel still.
Mm-hmm. So he has to keep 1 up at least, but if he draws the 2-drop Shiva right here, it's pretty much it. Yeah, he's passing. Okay, cool. So, like, once again, we see Nathan sitting at almost lethal.
I mean, he had a lot of live draws there. He had, he could have played another Shiva. He could have played the Shem.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be pitching there, so he is running the 3-drop out there.
Yeah.
So he's going to be getting rid of that. Has little value in this matchup right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, he needs the Shem. The Shem will win him the game. Because Nathan's way too wide right now for him to be doing anything with his minimal hand size.
Mm-hmm.
But just drawing the Shem in a win.
Well, Nathan has 3 cards in hand now, right? So he does have wheel available.
Oh, there we go.
Oh wait, he got.
So
that's a third.
yeah, oh yeah, that's the obvious pick right there.
Yeah, that's basically the only thing he's really worried about.
And now he knows that one of his cards in his hand is unpitchable. So it's good information.
Yeah, there's a dead card in Nathan's hand in the Sephiroth.
Yep. Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
It's fine. See if he draws another one. There's the Shem.
So this is the forward we've been telling you about, Shemhazai. Each forward can only be blocked by forward with a cost inferior or equal to its own name. And this is his ace in the hole. So he's gonna be doling two things. He's gonna dole the last one and freeze it. And that's it. That's game.
That's game. Wow.
Crazy. That was a very quick game.
So there you got the Shiva. That's all you needed.
Yeah. Wow. See, like this deck is all small cost cards, but it is very powerful.
I mean, I thought the Germany deck with the ice fire was like big on like evasion ability, like a combination of dull effects and evasion with what was it, the like the Tifa mannequin card. But
yes.
This deck puts it to shame as far as like effect. Like there's so many cards that grant that sort of evasion effect. Like we have the Shem, we have
both
we have both Shivas, we have
Jill.
Snow, we have well, Jill's just freezing.
But it's valuable for main phase once he's doing
Renoa.
the Shivas.
Then we also have things like where is it? 7, starting 7. So anything that costs 4 more can't block 7. Pretty good. We have Black Chocobo. Anything that parties with it can't be blocked. Some pretty crazy stuff in here.
Yeah. And he's running. I like the Zargabeth in here because he can use Zargaboth to pretty much play all of his win stuff down.
Yeah, it works with all of them. Like, it's
yeah,
it's crazy
every
seeing
single one
both
of it goes
Shulk
down.
and Zargaboth doing the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
because Zargabeth can bring down the 3 costs that are not ice, and Shulk can bring out the 2 costs that are not ice. And when they do, Shulk makes the opponent discard a card.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and this is so game 1 goes to Joseph. We're on game 2. This is a match point for Joseph. If he wins this, he takes first place.
He's gonna take the crown
with a Chocobo deck.
With a Chocobo deck. With a almost all forwards Chocobo deck.
At the next locals tournament, I want to see all Chocobo decks.
All Chocobo decks, yeah.
I just want to see Chocobos all over the place.
I mean, when we came in yesterday morning, they were playing 2 different Chocobo songs, so maybe it was a little hint.
Yeah, a little foreshadowing there.
Right. Chocobo's gonna ride it the whole way through.
See what you did there. So he discarded an extra snow. No biggie. So we got snow in play. We got Sarah. Looks like Genesis.
Oh, and it's frozen.
Yep.
And there goes the Barts.
Hasty Barts.
Oh man,
that's beautiful.
That is insane. And he's gonna be swinging with. Oh no, Genesis can't swing this turn.
Yeah.
So Genesis, when it enters the field, it doles and freezes a forward your opponent controls, and when it deals direct damage, so when it deals your opponent a point of damage, they discard a card from their hand. It's just actually, I'm kind of surprised to not be seeing this in Nathan's list, but you know, maybe through testing he saw it not as valuable.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't getting in with the damage because.
Yeah, it's very rare to see Genesis get in, but when it does, it's really good.
Yeah. This is a deck I feel like Genesis can do a lot of work in.
It's a good card on its own because it doesn't have haste. You really can't combine it with its own ability. So you need to actually put other cards like Snow and Kuja around it to help it get through.
Yeah, so you Shiva 2 things, you Snow, dual free something else, and then Genesis can hit, and then you're gonna make them discard a card. That's a lot of value
usually,
right there.
Because usually it's like a priority target for removal because of its discard effect is so devastating.
So
Like people will pay a Genesis over a Kuja many times just because they don't want to
Yeah.
have to discard cards.
So he hit the Sylphin. He's going to be activating Zidane, considering Zidane was frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, he
Like,
wasn't
but-
frozen actually. There wasn't a Shiva play this turn.
Yeah, but one Zidane is like.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have to pass. And yeah, he's going to be playing a 7 down in his second main phase and passing.
Yep.
Already in
No
with
cards in
3.
hand.
Already in with 3. So
Joseph's
Zidane's
shaking his hands. No cards.
jazz hands.
Yep. Don't know the jazz hands. I like that the Sylph is really good tech against those ice mirrors for Nathan. No wonder he made it this far. Like I saw that in the deck list. I'm like, for a second I was like, really? But then
No,
it's
but
actually it basically for the same reason when we're talking about how good Fairy is.
oh yeah.
Sylph gives you access to that same sort of utility.
Not only that, but it buffs everything that he controls by 1,000.
great
so like
combat trick.
his ice stuff gets plus 3,000 when he's set up with the Duke and the Maria. So and like Renoa can get super huge off of it. It's a very valuable card. I mean, like these 1-drop summons, like we've seen on both ends, they really get in there. Like that was a super good defensive play. He'd be at 5 almost, or yeah, he'd be at 5 if it wasn't for that card. I know.
Mm-hmm. See what Nathan does next.
He's gonna be playing the Duke.
So there's Duke.
So he's buffing his Sarah
So he's starting to set
and his
up
Laguna.
here.
But does he have enough time to set up?
I mean, he feels comfortable, I think, at this point. I think.
Yeah, he's definitely wide enough. But all it takes is a 2-drop Shiva to just really get in there right now. So he's pitching 2 ice for the 2-drop Shiva. There it is. 2-drop Shiva.
How many cards did Nathan in? Just the 2?
Just the 2.
So he doesn't have enough to do with Seraph.
Yep. Okay, so he's doing that, and then he's gonna get in there with that. Dolan freeze. 0.4. Oh, there's no burst on that, huh?
No.
0.5. Oh, there's another Sylph. Like, wow, we can really see the value of Sylph in this matchup. That is insane. So here we have Sylph. EX burst, choose 1 forward, activate it. All the forwards you control gain plus 1,000 power until the end of the turn. Very valuable summon. This is something that we possibly could have seen in the Knights deck, but there wasn't any wind in there besides the Shantoto and Cosmos through their filter.
And this is why we play it out, even though it looks like the game's over. Cause
Exactly.
that EX burst will save you.
Yes. I've seen EX burst on damage 0.6 and people just ride it the whole way through. They don't ride it like this Chocobo deck, but it goes through. Wow.
Close one.
Super close.
Oof. So I'm kind of happy that we have more.
Yeah, more to watch right now.
More to watch, more to commentate.
Yeah, really wish this would have. I mean, I hope it goes to game 3, but it.
Yeah, I'd love to see this go to game 3.
It's
no
not-
offense to Joseph and his beautiful Chocobo.
He's gonna do that, and he's gonna be splashing in the Black Chocobo.
Oh,
so
my
this is where
goodness.
things are
This
gonna get
game's
pretty
scary
well.
for me, yeah.
Black Chocobo is the party forward that makes the party he's swinging in unblockable. There we go. If Black Chocobo forms a party, that party cannot be blocked.
Right.
And Bartz has Brave. Bartz currently has Brave. That is so much value. So there's a 3 and a 4. If he can get rid of the Zidane, he can swing through the Laguna. Oh, that's it. Let's see if he has a response. Yep, and he's going to swing through because 7 is unblockable. Does he have the response? Oh, he has it.
He's going to use the Seraph.
Mm-hmm. So Seraph's going to kill just the 7.
Just the 7. He has to because he's at,
Yeah.
you know, he's
It's
at
either,
6
it's either that
points.
or lose. It's going to be a very uphill battle from here for Nathan. It's not looking too good, but that Zalera is very valuable ice summon. So you can read it up on the top right we have here. Break all the dual forwards of cost 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11 and 13 opponent controls. Oh, so he's letting Nathan read Black Chocobo like, yep, this is my ace.
Yeah. And it looks like there's a nice signature on that Chocobo.
Oh, there is, yeah. Of course there's a signature on that Chocobo. Oh, man. That is... The insult is real.
There should be like little like check marks on the card for each person.
That he's
That
took
took the 7
lethal.
point of
Yeah,
damage
yeah.
from
There
the
should be
separate
like on the
levels.
back has like a tally mark or something.
Just put a tally mark underneath the text on the card. Just a little X.
Oh, he got rid of the black chocobo.
Oh,
He
man.
killed it with Sid. That is
Nice.
valuable.
So
Sid is
draw a
currently at
pass
10K.
from Joseph there.
Sid is a 10K. So just like we were seeing in the last 2 matches, Nathan can sit at 5 or 6 damage and kind of write it out with how much control he has.
Yeah, the style of deck he's playing, very controlling deck, and that's what it does. You know, I actually prefer a control style deck myself.
Yeah.
Mini a game, where I'll be sitting at 6, and very disappointing for judges walking around.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, I'm gonna stay here, you know.
For
Yeah.
the, for the slip, tournament slip, and I just take an additional 20 minutes to take my opponent out.
Right. I'm dealing 7, so just do your blocking.
Yeah, just keep walking.
Keep it moving.
We're not taking any more damage.
Did he just search out the black chocobo? He did.
Another one. Another one.
Another one. He doesn't want him to be great.
I'm wondering if we're gonna see a time mage on Sid to take out Chocobo again.
Oh man, that would be so beautiful. That is
how
the play right there.
Well, he discarded as a Dane.
So he's going what, 3 for the Dorgan? Oh, so Dorgan can answer that with, but
That's true.
he needs to get rid of it.
Right,
Oh,
'cause
well, he
already
hasn't
has his
played it yet.
Zidane Blade,
Okay.
So, like, that's why he discarded as a Dane.
Oh, there's a Renella. Okay, cool.
So he's got a nice board going.
So he has an extra turn because Black Chocobo is not out yet, and there isn't a way in his deck to give him haste. So
yeah. Fortunate for Nathan, there's no way to give the Black Chocobo haste. Looks like Joseph's in the tank here.
yeah,
Trying to see how he can get that last damage through. Things are starting to go Nathan's way.
yeah. The
The
control.
longer this game goes on, the more it goes in Nathan's favor and out of Joseph's reach.
Yeah, Joseph definitely seems to be running out of gas right here. And even with 1 card in hand, Nathan is so wide right now that without Black Chocobo, he doesn't really have an option.
Yeah. And this is like the importance of backups, right? And we notice both the games, the aggressive player doesn't run any backups.
Mm-hmm.
And runs out of gas because they're drawing 2 cards a turn, but they're always discarding a card to play
Always
a card.
discarding
So they're actually only getting to play 1 card a turn, whereas the control player, because he has so many backups, he's sort of built up these renewable resources and CP, is able to draw 2 cards and play cards completely off their backups alone. So in a way, they're drawing 2 cards a turn, and the aggro players only drawing 1 card a turn.
Exactly, and like the fact that he's discarding so many cards, Nathan, that is, Joseph is literally going to be drawing 2, having 2 in his hand, pitching
Yeah.
1 for the other, unless they're different colors. If they're
And he
different
doesn't.
elements,
Yeah,
then
and he can't keep cards in his hand against Nathan's deck. You know,
Yep. So if he can play it, he plays it because he doesn't want to lose it. He'd rather it be on the board and die that way than be taken from his hand and never seeing play.
Right.
So Bart has Brave now. Actually, yeah, unless that's a choke. No, it's I don't know what job that is, but the one that searches for the chocobo.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
what the job is
so
for
Bart
that.
is gone.
We want to know what the job is for the, what's it called?
I think it's Izana.
Izana.
Yeah. Oh, and Izana's actually a 0 class cadet, so Izana also cannot be blocked by 4 or more with
when you
when
have
7's on
in
the board.
play,
Yeah.
she's actually gets the best.
So wow, yeah, he actually can combo 7 and Izana. That's a lot of value. This is a very interesting list. Both of these actually, both 50s are very well constructed. You can tell both of these players spend a lot of time with these. Obviously, they're both here on the last match, last 2 standing. So
Things are getting tense.
it's gonna be the
lot of
last
decision-making
turn
going
right
on
now
here.
if he can't get rid of that Black Chocobo or have an answer for it.
I mean, it looks like he has some answers.
He has a Chaos.
He has a Chaos. He has another Seraph. Death Seraph.
And that Dark Sephiroth is just so invaluable in this matchup
it's
right now.
just not.
You just like a landmine. You draw it and it just sits in your hand until you have 6 and pass.
Yeah.
Like it is so awful right now. But it looks like Oh, he's gonna make him discard his last card
There
so
you
that
go.
he can safely play the
Now-
chaos.
now
Okay, cool. Well, it was a
the
Shiva,
wheel.
but that's still valuable.
Yeah, now he has.
Does he have the wind source though?
Oh yeah, does he have a source of wind? Okay, he removes Manoa
Oh wow.
so that she's removed from the game rather than being put to the break
Dueling
zone.
everything exactly.
Yeah, so her go to the break zone effect does not go off. He's gonna see.
Oh,
he doesn't have to play a wheel
he can
yet.
time mage the Sid, make it active again. Yep, that's what's
Okay.
happening. Huge ice.
There he goes. I called it.
Yep, you called it.
Time
That is
management.
so
It
spicy.
took a while.
That is so spicy.
There he goes.
Oh my gosh, that is the play. Play of the
He has
day.
to remove it from the game and put it back into play. What's he doing?
That's, I mean,
Why, it's,
they
it-
know
it
they
should
know
be-
what's happening.
It should be active.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing.
Does it come back into play active?
I believe so, because it leaves the play, it comes back.
Comes back in.
Yeah, and it's considered a completely new card.
Yeah.
So like any information about the card.
No, it comes into the field duel.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
that's part of the text.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So it comes back in duel.
Yeah,
That would be
kinda
too busted. It would probably have to
busted,
cost
yeah.
4 or more on the. I mean, it does cost
You're right.
4.
It would be too good just to use it as a brave effect.
Mhm.
Like,
Especially with how many enter effects that Ice just has on all of its forwards
Yeah.
right now. It's
making it brave in addition. So yeah, and I'm glad that. So it does add on the dull it when it comes back.
So he did swing with the 2-drop. So if he gets the Shem Hazai right here, he can get in with Izana. Oh, he's paying it. Oh, there it is.
So there's shed.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
hear some no's.
Yep. You can hear some people and some grunts in the back that are.
Two.
Can he pay for the chaos right now? Does he have the wind source? He doesn't have it. That is it.
doesn't have it.
Nathan
That's it.
has lost. So Joseph Lazinski
The
has taken it
final.
with the Chocobos. Wow. What
Chocobos
a
for
match.
life.
What a match.
Wow.
Wow. That was hard for me to watch.
That was insane. Like he
He
has the
top-decked it.
wheel. Like, that card. There,
He put it.
Shem,
David just showed you guys on the
Yeah.
stream. That's. Oh
He
wow.
plays and streams. Shem.
That is so valuable.
Huzzah.
Oh my gosh.
Instead of Shem
Shem-
Huzzah,
Shem
it was just saying
Huzzah.
Shem Huzzah.
Huzzah. Oh wow. And it doesn't. It's so loud. There's no whispering when that happens. That was too loud.
It got real loud out there.
That
I don't know if
was
you guys can hear it
insane.
on my mic,
What
but
a
it's
matchup.
crazy.
All right.
Well, that
So that's
about
going to
wraps it
conclude
up.
the finals. So,
Thanks for joining us for the finals.
yep. Yeah, you can find out more at fftradingcardgame.com,
On Facebook.
or you can go to Facebook for the North American page, correct?
Yeah, the North American.
Yeah, Final
Facebook
Fantasy
page.
TCG North America.
Yeah.
Yep. So these lists will come online pretty soon, and yeah,
It'll be available for you guys to peruse at your leisure online.
they're very spicy lists.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in.
Thanks. I'm Robert.
I'm Taylor. All right, and you guys have a good night.
Good night.